Hi, my name is Packy, creator of Pack Rat's Shack. I upcycle furniture, build out of pallet wood, finish interior spaces, and have a vendor booth for my creations. Welcome to my world. I've got my room and space all ready for 2 men in a truck to bring the rest of the furniture, which this is all stuff that I had brought down and stored in the shed. And I sold my bedroom furniture because Mom already had 2 sets in storage, and there was no sense paying for getting mine delivered down here when there were already 2 sets available. So even though I don't like the style of the bedroom furniture that I'll be getting, I can eventually change it myself or change it out with other pieces that I like better, but it's a good start for now. And this is how far I've gotten on my room. A bedroom suit that she had, and of course I already had this piece, which was at the end of my twin box spread and mattress that I have been using since I've moved down here. This is where I'm at so far. This picture and this picture are mine, and they were in storage, and I got them out of the shed. And this picture is one of them from Mom that I've gotten down from her collection upstairs just because it works with this bed. I typically don't like 2 different kinds of pictures this close together, but I'm condensing all of the pictures that I've had from my bedroom, living room, hallway, and dining room and kitchen upstairs, basically all into this little space. Another thing that I've been working on is I have moved my temporary kitchenette area from back in that corner that was to this area underneath the stairs. I've temporarily secured a canvas along the back side of the stairs to block debris coming down from traffic up and down the stairs. And the dresser from this bedroom set that I couldn't fit into the bedroom, I'm using as a kitchenette right now. I'm doing this right now with just the pieces that we've had on hand to see if I like it and if it'll be functional for me before I actually build a real kitchenette here. Which I still might use this because there's never going to be a sink involved in this kitchenette because the sink is just right over there in the utility room. I went ahead and created some shelf space and some storage space for my canned goods and whatever over here. This is all just a start to see if I'll like how this will all work in through this space. And in this corner, which is where the stairs come down and empty into the basement, and it's on the back side of where I'm gonna make my kitchenette area, I'm hoping to make my little office area for my crafting supplies and whatnot. So I've started putting my stuff over there. The thing that is unfortunate is my refrigerator, my mini fridge, didn't fit in over there with the makeshift setup that I've got going on. And then once I do get it to where this is my office space, my old truck artwork is going to go up here. So that's one thing I was able to save from getting mixed into my bedroom area was the old truck stuff. The one problem that I do have is all of my Thomas Kincaid pictures that my grandma has gotten me over years of Christmas presents. I used to have them in my kitchen area or dining room area, and they are not gonna fit. And they don't fit anywhere here because I don't want to cluster it up any more than it already is. I mean, I do have a space for a picture here and a space for a picture here that won't clutter it up, but I have 6 Kincaid pictures and I'm not going to separate them out like that. So here we're moving from unfinished basement space into a finished bedroom. And I had plenty of stuff already down here. But then Mom has so much stuff that this picture, this picture, this picture, and this picture has been moved down here. Plus a lot of little knickknacks all in the shelves, or Mom's. Ironically, some of the things I had given to her because I moved out of a animal themed bedroom and I was getting rid of stuff, and I kept a couple of my favorites, but now they've all returned. So I've mingled them in through the shelves. So basically this is it, and me and the twinsy babies here are thoroughly enjoying a queen size bed. So I've already reconfigured my kitchen one time because the refrigerator was on the opposite side where the office space should be, because it wouldn't fit on the end. And so I moved everything down, which I think in the long run I'll like it, but I don't like it right now because the swing of the door is on the wrong side and I don't feel like figuring all that out. And so then you have very little space to maneuver around to open the door. So I've come up with another plan. So, done a few things here. I pulled the wire, cut out one of the studs. This is not load bearing. The load bearing is the beam across the length of the basement. So that's fine. I routed the wire so it would go behind the refrigerator and put 1-bys in between our channel for it to curve around. And then before I finish this side of the wall, I'll put a metal brace across so that nothing could damage the wire from being so close to the surface. And then I'll probably have to move this box over. Also, I built a platform that's reinforced with blocking underneath it, and of course it's screwed in this way, it's screwed down that way, and then there's support underneath that way. But with the weight being on it, it would want to go that way. Everything is reinforced from downward pressure with all of this, so it's not like this can cantilever or anything. It's really sturdy. So now it's the moment of truth to see if I got it to the right size for the refrigerator to slide back in. That way it'll be lower and back a little bit further, give me more clearance to open the door. Oh. Oh, good. It's exactly like I wanted it. Technically, this would go around this way then, because I gotta know that these walls aren't always going to be open like this. So that would go around much better now. It's amazing what just a few inches can do. All right. Well, that's that. On to the chaos. I'm as bad as Mom is with her pictures and knickknacks when it comes to tools and supplies to keep on hand. And this is the area that's getting worse before it gets better. All of this was the shelving with my organized tools and supplies, but obviously I'm opening up my makeshift tinted off bedroom that I used to use, and I've went ahead and I've moved shelving from this area. I'm cleaning them up, and then I'm moving them over here that goes crosswise in between this post and the wall, and everything that goes back on is getting cleaned off before it goes back on. This area will one day be my painting area, but right now it's all of the supplies and stuff that would be going into my booth. This dresser that you can't even see because it's so dark is going to be remade into my bathroom vanity. And plus there's items that we are saying goodbye to and collecting over here to get them ready for sale in my booth. So there's bins down here keeping those nice and clean. And I've got a couple big thick pictures of Mom's that she's been able to say goodbye to, and some littler stuff. So yeah, she's trying. But my area actually looks worse than it really is, because this is a stack of empty boxes for reorganizing of the stuff that we're either saying goodbye to and selling in the booth or donate to somebody and to Goodwill. I'm just spreading everything out, trying to organize everything, and we're getting close to the point where I'm going to start pulling my canvas down so we can be using that space in there. Been working all day on cleaning up the shelves and everything on and reorganizing them to put on, and in some aspects I look at it and I'm like, oh, it's looking better and not so cluttered, and then you turn around and look in a different direction and it's just still all sorts of chaos. So one might be thinking, why did I cluster all of the shelves over here? And then of course it's going to look all clustered because everything's all bunched up and they're all right there. Well, it's because there's no insulation along here. When I had this canvassed off for my room, I had a wardrobe unit along through there which blocked from putting insulation in. And then I think I had some bins and stuff, and I would hang my towels to dry. And anyways, just with a couple feet of clearance, it's not like I could get in and out of there easily with a ladder and work on getting the insulation in. This area was the most clearest area, so I had a couple strips left over from working upstairs, so I went ahead and put them in there. But that was just so they wouldn't be lying on the floor somewhere. And of course the bed and the desk was butt all up into there, so there was no way of getting to this area to insulate it. So that's why my shelving is all clustered over here, so that it stays out of this other area but stays off of the wall as well. The thing that I'm just gonna have to accept with all of this project is that these shelves will be moved several times until they find their final home, as I reorganize and keep clearing out spaces and figuring out how the space is going to go. Even after I get the insulation all in through here, I do not want to cover this area with the shelves because I need to be able to build my workbench along through there, and I don't need them in the way. After the whole build-in of the workbench area is done, a lot of these tools on these shelves are going to find a home within the cabinetry of that build-in. And on top of that, instead of bringing in less clutter and making it more aesthetically, visually, peacefully looking, I'm bringing in more bats of insulation just so I can finish that part. So anyway, it's like I said before, it's getting worse before it gets better. The long boards that were taking up the whole middle section of the floor here, I got cut to the size of my projects. So the 2x10s are cut down to make a work table out of, and the 1x8s, I believe they're 1x8s, are cut down for my vanity custom build. So they're up and out of the way. And so the only two lengthy bits I have left is two 2x4s, and I'm going to keep them long until I know how to best use them, and one shiplap board, which I still need for the finishing of coming downstairs on the ceiling, I believe. And the next time I go up and visit my daughter, I'm taking back up the twin box spring and mattress that I borrowed. So here's the start of my office space being organized. Still have a slew of empty boxes, a slew of which I emptied today and will break down and take to recycling, but these 2 or 3 bigger ones I'm going to keep until we're done organizing stuff for giveaway boxes. But these canvases are ones that I've cleaned after tearing down my makeshift indoor tent sleeping area that I had since the end of April, and they need to find a home. This is my temporary wardrobe until my closet's done, so that won't be there anymore, but this little cubby hole will be my office area. So I've already got some of my paints all organized and brushes and craft materials, hoping that I can minimize even more, obviously, but this is a start. So I know this video kind of touched on things that were in the previous video, but this way it kind of showed it in the same context of how the rest of the basement is going as well, since it is the living space that will be right off of the workshop area, and how I'm trying and playing around with a possibility of inserting a kitchenette that was not initially in the plan. I thought it would be a good starting point on showing how the rest of the basement will be developing as I progress through it over the next few months. And you may have noticed I didn't show any of the bathroom this time. That's because it seriously is a hot mess right now. I am in the process of working on the shower install, which will be in a future video. I'm also working on our countertops right now, which has been kind of a long ongoing process over the last couple months, mainly because of the very short working section of the day. It gets dark very early and I can't see what I'm doing. But it's also due to the fact that I needed to get some other tools and different things that I had needed for the project in order to pull it off. So hopefully by the time it's done, it will be finished well enough for our needs and make for an interesting video. So keep checking back for these upcoming videos that will be a little bit more interesting again because I know I'm doing things that aren't the norm and just might be interesting enough to inspire someone to do things their own way for their individual needs as well. So anyways, that's all for this video. As always, thank you so much for watching. I do greatly appreciate your viewing support. And until next time, stay safe out there.